Yeah, so I got Stephen Booth is keen to do it, and Jared Dale. So Jared will get tomorrow if I can get a time with him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Welcome to Talking Jits and Giggles. I have no idea what episode it is, but tonight we
18.
have me and Bryan. Oh, look, it's been a wee bit of a, everyone's back into normal routine now. So just trying to get people in. We are going to be sitting down and working through a program to make sure that we get people on all the time. But, you know, it's like anything, everyone's back to normality now, and, you know, it's quite hard to get people on and that kind of stuff. But so we just thought we'd have a chat, have a drink, talk about what's coming up, what, you know, just shit, just talking jits and giggles, really. First of all, I want to thank, obviously our sponsors, people that help us out, Marvia Fightwear, .co.nz or .com. Make sure you check them out. They got a new line of gis coming through very soon, and so please, they support local jiu-jitsu people within Christchurch anyway, and I know he wants to expand that. So you know, make sure you hit those guys up. We have our Burning Needles tattoo. There's Burning Needles.
Yep, just got my toes done last weekend.
Woo. Yes, we'll talk about that a bit later on, but yeah, Burning Needles tattoos in Christchurch. I got a 03 apparel, nice white top. Another local fella in Christchurch getting out there in the clothing industry, so make sure you hit those guys up. We also have I'm going to run through a few of them actually before we talk jiu-jitsu.
Why not?
Yeah, we've got Neanderthal.co.nz. They got all sorts of supplements kind of stuff, any other bits and pieces, some rash tops. If guys are in Christchurch, make sure you hit up Boltan Reveille Building if you need any building work done. Open Palm Massage Therapy now that is highly recommended. Make sure if you are in Christchurch, put it in as part of your routine, just as much as you can do your weight training and your jiu-jitsu training, making sure that your muscles and all that are relaxed at least once a week is well worth it. So Open Palm. What else do we have in here? What else do we have?
Scorpion Supplements helped us out a little bit.
Yeah. So they put some gear out there. Yeah, so I mean, look, there's probably a few more that we could hit up, but you know, we'll do that as time goes on. So yeah, so tonight, myself and Bryan are just going to have a bit of talking shit, really. Yeah, just to see what's coming up and that kind of stuff, and talk about just, you know, stories of people, you know, ask me a lot of questions over my time. Not saying that I know everything, or if people ask me my opinion, it's just my opinion. Everyone's got a different opinion about shit. Bryan's got an opinion the way he likes to do things and other bits and pieces. Everyone's got one.
Yeah.
One thing that I think, you know, which I have seen over this time, guys, we would be interested in actually getting some feedback from you guys on how you feel this is going. I don't care if you hate it. You know, if you like it, you know, why haven't I got this person on? Why haven't I got that person on? You know, we want your input just as much in the jiu-jitsu community within New Zealand to have a talk to us. Yeah, we're willing to talk to anyone. We have got a list of people that we want to go through. Now, whether they are New Zealanders that live in New Zealand, New Zealanders that live overseas that do jiu-jitsu, or people that are in New Zealand. It may take a wee bit of time. There was another podcast. I think Vanderson was doing one as well. So, you know, he's already got a group of people that have just talked over COVID and that kind of stuff. And some people watch that and they've got that story. So, you know, we won't try not to double up on things, but we do want to get around to everyone. Yeah. So tonight's just really about talking jiu-jitsu. That Bryan and I will bring up bits and pieces and go from there. And one of the things I do want to bring up, and I probably won't be able to see them, But the boys went and got some tattoos.
Oh yeah.
Tattoos last weekend. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Hang on, headphones out.
Headphones. Does that say tits, bro?
Yeah, it's live. I went to my son's basketball game the other day, and his mate was looking at my foot, and I swear he's thinking, "Why has Stephen's dad got tits on his tattoo? Tits tattooed on his toe."
So you
It says
film.
Jits life. Jits like jujitsu. Jits.
So you, Phil, and Forrest decided to. I don't know. Was it a deer? What was it?
Nah, well, we've always been the Jits for Life crew. We've just been yarning for years, training for years, and then but we talked about it, and I procrastinated. I got heaps of tattoos, but just never did any new ones. And then Phil was like, "I'm just going to do it," and I was like, "No, you're not." And then of course he just did it. So we were like, "Fuck, better go do it now." And Forrest kept asking me, "Brian, sort it out." I said, "Yeah," and I was never going to do it. I'm not supposed to get any more tattoos, but I thought, "Fuck, I'll do it for Forrest." And then when I went in and talked about it, it was like it's a setup fee anyway, and I was like, "Well, it's going to cost." Well, X amount of dollars. Oh, fuck it, I may as well get yours done too, Brian. I was like, yeah, I'll check with my wife. And Rachel, my wife, was like, yeah, I'll do it anyway. And I was like, all right, I'm doing it. Terrible place to get tattooed though.
Did it hurt?
I wondered, hang on, what letter was it? The second one, the I from the Jits. So the J wasn't too bad, but then the I don't know if he just decided to stab me a bit deeper, but it hurt, eh?
Hey, just chucking in there. Brian's got a Talking Jits and Giggles tee. So if anyone who's out there pretty keen to get one, I have no idea what we'd charge for them, but or if you're even keen to get one, just let us know. And if we get a lot of people interested, then we might actually get a few made.
Oh, hang on, keep going.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna keep going on my own. I normally do anyway. Yeah, so we throw some stuff out there. Look, there's just over tonight. Oh, sorry, today. So this is Saturday when we've done this one. Today they had the Auckland Open, which is, I think, now I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's the first competition back for NZ Grappler. But I also think it may be the first comp back in New Zealand in general. Could be wrong on that one. So
you're talking about the NZ Open?
Yeah. Well, no, it was the Auckland Regionals, I'm pretty sure, for gi. I actually thought it was no gi. But when I seen the pictures, everyone were in their gi.
Auckland Open, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, so I mean that it was awesome to get that back up and running.
And just quickly, we had John O'Barlow and Samiru here. Samiru actually got his purple belt in July and came second. So
yeah, I did see that actually. I was going to hit that up, so that's awesome. I seen a photo of him. He's pretty stoked. His first purple belt competition, and he comes podium out with that's very cool. And then we had I'm just scrolling through my little list here.
Ben Russ, gold medal.
Yeah, Ben Russ got a gold medal in the under 82 purple.
Yeah.
And then man. Ezra got a gold in the, I think it was maybe over 90. Hang on, I've just got to it right now.
We're just saying all the ones from Christchurch. We've been quite favouritism here.
We're favouritism here. Under 94 kilos, Ezra got gold in the heavy purple belt. So that's pretty cool.
And he's not that big.
To be quite honest, guys.
I don't reckon
he must. You reckon?
No. He doesn't roll like a big heavy guy. So he may have even jumped up because I think he's the same as Ben, but he didn't want to compete against Ben. So maybe he's just jumped up. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just speculating here, but
have you got the list there?
I'm just going through the results.
Yeah. Well, just read some of the other people's names out because you know what I'm like with my spelling and reading. I'm shit. So I'm terrible, guys. Like I'm not the best. Everyone knows that. Especially when it comes.
We did notice that Tana Umaga came second in the Masters under 94 purple belt division.
Oh, is he a purple belt now?
Yeah, he got that last year, I think, maybe year before.
Oh, go Umaga!
And Clinton Terry, the blind grappler, he came first in the Masters 2.
Brown belt.
Yep, brown belt. Sorry.
Yep. Oh, is it Masters 2? Yeah, there he is, Masters 2. Nice. Look, I mean, and it puts it into like going through the list, and then it gets to black belt. And this is one of the questions I actually get asked a fair bit. You know, how come there's not many black belts that compete?
Too much to lose.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I have. I used to always think like, because obviously, you know, I used to compete all the time as a white, all the time as a blue, and all the time as a purple, and even brown. But then obviously I got to black belt, and it wasn't. I don't know. It just gets to a point where when I went in a big slump when I got my black belt, because you reach this pinnacle, and that, you know, for so many years you're trying to reach, and you get there, and then and I know some black belts will probably understand this too, but I got there, and then it was like, oh, I'm here, now what? And I went into quite a big slump for probably a good. I mean, I was still training jiu-jitsu and that kind of stuff, but just nothing. I just wasn't feeling jiu-jitsu. So I went into a slump for about 6 months. And then, you know, I started just reevaluating my jiu-jitsu and what I wanted to do. And, you know, and part of that is really focusing on training and coaching. So I put my competing on a back burner, you know, because I wanted to my students to obviously progress, and those ones that wanted to compete, I wanted to give all my time to those guys, to make sure when we'd have comp classes or anything like that I was, you know, fully invested into them. So that obviously put me on the back burner. So, you know, I do feel that. Now, saying that though, I wanted to get back into competing this year. I was hoping to do it in Christchurch, but I put my back out once I got back from COVID.
Oh, my neck and my back.
To Brian, actually, when I was wrestling Brian. And
massive.
Yeah, and yeah, so that put a wee bit of a damper on it. So I think there's always that period of, I hope more black belts can start competing. You know,
younger ones now too, because I think in New Zealand we late to the party, bit of Dan Rivley late to the party, but so our black belts are all late 30s, early 40s. It's the new school now coming through that are younger and more competitive, or more hungry to compete, I reckon.
Yeah, and I hope over the time they get more and more and more, because, you know, you get more of these black belts competing. Obviously, you know, people come to watch black belts compete, you know, and just because you lose doesn't mean that you're not good. It just means on that day you went better than the other person. I always think people to me, losing is not lose. Yeah, you lost the fight. Yep. So what? Doesn't mean that that person was better than you. On that day, he was better than you. And if you even go into, you know, you go into the great guys who do jiu-jitsu, yes, you got those ones who consistently win all the time. Now, those guys are absolutely freaks. But on the odd occasion, some guy comes out, has a better day, and he wins, you know. So I just think, you know, you just got to give it all in and just enjoy it. But as you say, we're a bit old, a lot of us black belts, and we're getting a wee bit older, and these young
I just turned 40.
And these young 19-year-olds that want to come in and just smash, it gets a wee bit hard. So
it's hard enough training with them, let alone trying to compete.
Yeah, I feel it. Yeah, so, you know, yep, Ben Russ won his purple belt division. Patrick Keating, he's from Ireland. Gracie, he comes second.
Ireland. I've been to Ireland.
I'm sorry, I don't know the next guy. Tua?
Oh, I've scrolled right down to I was on the white belt, sorry.
Yeah, I told you, come on, start getting. I want to just give some people's credit out there.
Ben Ski blue belt, John Headley from the UK. A lot of overseas people here too, which is good to see. Mike Kappa from Zero Gravity took out the under 94. Man, big boys. Troy Burke from Gracie Allegiance. Man, they got some awesome dudes. We have Damien on.
Man, they got some. He's doing some really. Him and his crew and his other black belts from his other schools are doing some mean shit at the moment, I reckon.
Yeah, definitely. Nathan Wilson. Oliver's still very, very predominant here too.
Yeah, you got to look at that. They're quite big in numbers wise. You know, I mean, I don't know Steve personally, and I hope we can get him on here and talk about his time and that kind of stuff. he has built a very successful school. Now they are a New Zealand top team now. Is that right? Oliver
so.
MMA. Is that what
Yeah.
they are? Oh, yeah.
It says Oliver MMA on here, but I think they were New Zealand top team.
Yeah, originally they started. Well, no, I say originally. I know they were Gracie Baja when I remember it, and then they've changed and they've just grown and grown and grown and got a lot of different feeder clubs through New Zealand. Steve was probably, he is the main person that has put jiu-jitsu and helped jiu-jitsu around the NZ Grappler. So help build jiu-jitsu competitions within New Zealand.
He was no-gi world champ when I first started, I think. Pretty sure he was.
Something like that. He was training under Hickson, I think. But we'll try and get him on, and he can go through that story a bit more. Yeah, but him and his wife, I think I'm pretty sure it's his wife, Chrissy have really, tried to spread jiu-jitsu through New Zealand with the NZ Grappler. And we have, I know it's come through slowly in the north and the South Island because obviously it needs to help get people on board. But we in September we have Dunedin gi and no gi. Then we have the Canterbury Christchurch champs in October, gi and no gi. And then King of the South. That's just Jose. But you know what I mean. There's a lot of comps. Like in the end of 2020, we have 4 comps in the South Island. We missed a big section of an area through COVID. So for those guys in the South Island that like to compete but don't actually like to travel, because it can be quite expensive, especially when you're going constantly. I think it's pretty awesome. Like we got a few people that want to, especially kids wise for me. I've got a lot of kids that love to compete. I think I got a couple of adults that are going to go to Dunedin, Christchurch, again, so on. Got a few people that are going to compete and help out.
I think, hang on, I'm just going to chuck in there. I think New Zealand top team is the banner because it's Paulo Cereso's gym and Oliver MMA. It's got the location and then it's got the that must be their team, top team.
Yeah.
Team.
Yeah. So fun. That's pretty fucking awesome. It's just one of those things. Jiu-jitsu's fucking really taken off. I remember, 19 years ago when I got into this, there were bugger all. Comp wise, there was nothing really.
3 cars on the road.
Yeah, Douglas Santos was running the New Zealand championships at that stage.
And the ADCCs, Abu Dhabi Pro Trials.
Oh, look, we're going to be bouncing backwards and forwards tonight, guys. Is it Mana?
Mana Championships? Submission King Grand Prix.
Who runs that? Do you know?
I don't know. I did know. Hang on, it's on the YouTube. On the YouTube? Hang on.
Well, they're starting to do some really good stuff. They had their comp.
It was in City Kickboxing, City BJJ, so it must have been without of them.
Is it?
It was in their gym.
Well, it doesn't mean it's out of them, though.
Hey.
It's in Dunedin next week, but in October.
Hang on.
So they're having a comp in the South Island, which I think is pretty cool. Another organisation looking at the no-gi side of things. Good work. Yeah, really good work. I think they want to try and build a no-gi kind of circuit or no-gi team.
Tukaha, I think, started it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they've got a whole new league of Mana Championships.
No, yeah. Look, we'll try and find out who ran it, but I think it's quite cool. They've got the like I said in October the 10th, I think it is. It's in Dunedin.
Yeah, they got a Facebook page as well.
Yeah, beginner, advanced, and intermediate. ADCC rules. Trying to build up have some camps as well as trying to build up a team over the next 2 to 5 years. What I read. I think that's pretty fucking awesome as well. I think people are trying to really grow the sport. One of the things I have found over the time though is the sport is growing rapidly.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, and I don't know, people just love this sport. It's quite funny. I was at a few drinks tonight. Kid's got his formal. So we, go do the pre-drinks with all the other parents, and I was talking to a mate of mine that was there, and one of his friends is training out of Oceanside, no-gi grappling, and 4 days a week he trains hard out, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then was on the piss for the other couple of nights. But he talks about it. He loves it. He just does jiu-jitsu. So yeah. God damn dog, what are you doing?
I don't know. She's back in her reflection.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, there's lots of things happening around.
No, he's scary though. Did you watch that? I got a link to the Submission King Grand Prix, and I got it from Phil Corey. I copied it to you, but I watched that for like the last hour and a bit last weekend. Fuck, that's good, man.
Yeah, there were some bloody good fights in that, I reckon.
There's some wicked heel hooks.
Yeah, I'm not very good at technology. That's why Brian does everything. I'm shit. But it's quite funny because he gave me the link, and I'm sitting there going, "What the fuck is this? Where is it? What's going on? I can't even watch it." But I never actually pushed play.
There's big step in it.
It's a big step pushing play. But there was some, I thought there's some really good fights. I try to skip through just a lot of it and just see some of those, submissions and that kind of stuff. Bloody good fights though.
I'm not a fan of the tag teams. Even I think I've seen them before in other. I don't like those. It's not the same for me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a bit of bit of fun, bit of change.
Yeah, I like the quintet one. I like the quintet one where they do the 4-person. You can take the whole team out.
I would like to see that grow more in New Zealand. I mean, it's quite hard to. It's more of a sponsor kind of thing, but in the provinces, it'd be quite cool.
Oh yeah. Crusaders versus Chiefs.
Yeah, I think it'd be quite cool to do something like that. I know Greg was trying to do a blue belt one.
That'd be pretty cool. He's got blue belts.
Yeah. All mine have left and had babies and all that kind of hoo-ha, but that's all right. He was trying to do one with the blue belts, which I think was quite cool. I think
gi or no gi?
Not sure. He just asked the question if we had enough blue belts to do it. To be quite honest, I think we're lacking in blue belts at the moment. I think we've got 2 or 1. Actually, one just bought a house. Another one did something else. All the other colours are there, but we've got the people coming through. What have you found that's for jiu-jitsu, Brian? What have you found over the last, 5 years? It's changed a lot for you.
For personally, like raw. Yeah. I'm losing a lot more. I've tried to slow it down a lot, and I think it's learning just to do that. And I think my big thing right from the word go was I think Hodger Gracie said the one was you get a really good defense and then you never lose. And so I thought, I'll make it so no one can ever tap me. And I think I worked way too hard on that. I wouldn't attack. So once every 6 months, I'll go to training and I'll actually try to attack. And I think it's only really now, and probably in the last 5 years, that I had to push for it. I think you and Stacey both mentioned to me, if you want to move up in the grades, you've really got to start attacking more. You're just not really pushing. I was like, yeah.
Keep doing that.
Yeah. It's fun. I do enjoy it, and it's never really been about winning or losing for me. It's just been about playing the game. But then it's like, you know what? Fuck it. Why can't I smash people too?
I find it hard because I'm not I think I'm a natural
bully.
No, I'm not a natural bully because a lot of the times I'm not even trying when I'm training, and I think I'm more because I've been coaching for so long. I'm not really worried about, I suppose you say, an ego. I'm not. I don't need to tap someone every single time. And I get it a lot because my students go to me, oh, I thought you were setting me up for something. I was like, no, I was just trying to let you do something so you could actually, put enough pressure against you, but you actually pulled something off. Oh, I thought you were setting me up. And I was like, no, I don't have, as a person, I don't have that. When I'm in focus mode for training, I will go hard and I won't stop. And I suppose you say in some respects, you need to when you want to compete, because when you go and compete, you need to make sure that your mindset is in the right area.
Yeah.
When I'm not in that mindset, my mindset is more about coaching and teaching and helping and progressing other people than myself. So I don't go my full extreme that I need to, and then sometimes I think when I've wrestled some people, they're like, oh yeah, I got you. And I'm like,
What?
yeah, I know, because I let you. But and don't get me wrong, some people have got me when I haven't let them either, and I let them know that, because they get this beautiful arm bar on me, or I don't know, a triangle or a foot lock or something like that. I'm not one of those guys that will go, I let you got me. It's like, no, you got me. You got me good on that one. That was me just being fucking lazy.
Yeah, I think that's changed for me over the last few years as well. Now I not like when you used to get someone like, yeah, I got him, but now you know when it's legit, or when, oh yeah, I think he let me do that now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a difference between knowing or getting through a wrestle and thinking, fuck, that was too easy. And if you're on, and you're like, yes, I'm definitely on tonight. Even when you don't win and your timing's perfect, those are the best nights for me. But the ones where you still do really well, but your timing's off, you're like, fuck, they're not even going full. Someone's letting me win here, and it's not me. It's something else.
Yeah, it's good. Like yeah. So like I say, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, jiu-jitsu to me it's like anything. It's a huge game. No matter whether you're a white belt or and been doing it a year and a half or a year, everyone's going to be progressing differently. Even at a black belt, you are going to get caught sometimes. One thing I can say: don't be a dick. Yeah, don't be a dick. Don't try to say to someone, fucking, oh, I was just seeing what you're going to do. Fuck that, man. You got caught. So what? Who cares? Everyone gets caught on their day.
Just don't get caught in the same move twice.
Yeah, yeah. But, it is what it is. Like, no one's ever going to be the best guy and never get caught. I remember when I first started training, the only thing I ever wanted to do was do jiu-jitsu and not be fucking, I was never going to get tapped. That's it. I didn't want to get tapped. So as a student, fuck that. I never want to get tapped. As a coach, I got tapped all the time because I started learning. Me beating up my students every fucking day is not actually helping them to their fullest potential either. Some people need a boost just to help them get along and feel like they're doing well and that they're progressing. And some of those guys now are unreal. Those guys are, whether they've gone on to other schools, open other schools, just training at different places, those guys are, those guys are amazing. So, and I feel like, people just need to admit to being tapped sometimes. It's good.
Yeah, it's the one I don't like is, I don't know. I'm pretty sure I never did it. I want to say I didn't. It's the person who's about to get tapped. No, hang on. If you just tweak, now you're gonna really give me. You're like, fuck, man, I already had you.
Yeah, stop there. I'll just say, if you would have done this, you would have got me.
Yeah. I used to like saying, that's not gonna work, and then reversing it. But now I think everyone's so unique. Like H at our gym, he does this thing, like he twists the arm. It's the wrong way, and it should never work. But I was like, that's not going to work. You're wasting your time. They kept on doing it, and I was like, fuck, rightio, pal. And he pulled me up to his back, and then I was like, why is that hurting? That shouldn't hurt. And it's you can't discredit other people's moves just because it does. Traditionally, it shouldn't work. That dude, I don't know where he gets his skill from, but he can. Yeah, he does like a foot lock where he twists my foot this way, and it doesn't hurt at all. But then same thing again. I jump to his back, and then I can feel it in my knee. I'm like, nah, I don't want to go any further forward because I don't know what's happening. And if I went to his back and it hurts, so I just try and disengage. But it shouldn't work, but it does. It hurts.
Oh, look, I find it's quite funny. Like, Kids jiu-jitsu. If you get the opportunity, I honestly feel like this. If you get the opportunity to help in a kids jiu-jitsu class, I think you should put your hand up and just give it a go. And I'm not saying you have to do it all the time. I'm just saying, because I teach, when I teach my kids, I'm amazed a lot when, you know, I will show them, or they'll ask questions about something, and then all of a sudden you've got from a 6-year-old to a 15-year-old, wherever they are in their age bracket, never been shown something before, and then all of a sudden they are just going woof, 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 and pulling it off. You know, you show them once, and then all of a sudden they just soak it all in, and then everything is just like, wow.
I find that's the difference between adults and kids. Like adults will learn the move, but never apply it in rolling. And there might be probably one or two in the gym, and in our gym right through the years, that will try it on that same night. Because I always say, hey, look, anyone can do the move I taught tonight. If I can high five, I'll do a shout out at the end of class. Because what I would always do when I was learning is, Hayden, you would teach, like just say we're doing half guard for a month. I would, in rolling, I would do what we did the month prior, because I knew everyone was looking at what we're doing right now. So the month before we do mount or mount attacks. So I would get mount and I'd do all the stuff we learned the month before 1 month later, so everyone's forgotten about it. I was trying to be real crafty. That's my
the reason I say is like I taught Stacey, so he's a 13-year-old on, I think it was Wednesday night. Taught him, I said, bear and bowl. I think you'd be really good at doing bear and bowlers. So, and then taking the back from side control, hooking the leg, and then rolling over their back and taking their back. Mate, I rolled him today. That's all he was doing. That was it. And it wasn't like it was like not done very well. He was doing it really, really good and fast and instant. And it was like, man, I just told you and showed you on Wednesday how to do a bear and bowler, and now he's pulling them off all the time.
Hang on, I filled the fire and I'm pretty sure left the door open. I don't want to burn the house down while I'm doing podcasts. So hang on.
Oh, damn! And now he's running away again. Yeah, so I feel kids can open up your mind, and then also when you're trying to teach kids something, you need to teach them right. And I find that helps a lot of people as well, and it's just coaching in general. I think once you get to a certain level in jiu-jitsu, you should be, I don't know, giving back if you've got the time, and it will help your jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you left it open, did you? Burning down the house, mate. That's it.
Oh no, the door's half open. The log had stopped. It was could have been bad. I'm the only one here. My son's playing Fortnite, so.
Yeah, so that's one of my things I reckon that helps people is coaching, teaching people how to do stuff. It really makes you think along those lines.
It's the questions. I like the questions that you get.
No questions ever stupid. That's what I always say.
Yeah, if you put your hand up and you want to say it and you're like, nah, it's stupid, I can fucking guarantee at least 2 other people are thinking the same thing. Thinking, fuck, I'm not going to say that. Everyone's going to laugh at me. I'll laugh at you if you don't get it to work because you didn't ask a question.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I won't laugh at you. I'll just show you how to do
it. Yeah, so I mean that's some of my shit that I get asked a lot. I get asked a lot around control, mount, back. I'm really getting into my back at the moment. I'm a person who finds it really hard to actually watch tutorials. Is that how you say it? Yeah. Seminars online and that kind of stuff. I find it really hard. I can watch them really quickly, pick up what's been done, and then move on. But I can't. Sometimes I just can't. No. Look, and I've said it before. John Danaher is probably one of the best coaches in the world, in no-gi and probably gi as well. But especially you see his boys in no-gi. But I just can't listen to him. I can't do it. I really can't. I find it so hard. But I pick up little things really quite well. And I watched a quick, I think it was BJJ Fanatics. I watched a quick thing on Gordon Ryan around his back control. Literally 5-second clip, and I thought, yeah, that's really, really cool. Didn't really think of it like that. I thought, fuck yeah, that's cool. Using it a lot now. I think backs are, always love going to the back anyway, because I love, obviously, that control part. And it's quite hard to get out of the back if you know how to control it quite well. And it's always just those little tweaks or little techniques, I suppose you could say, that help fine tune that.
Yeah, I still like drills. I like certain people, like if it's the same kind of body type, body size, or someone who I really look up to, like those ones I like. But it's at the moment, when I was in Ireland, I was getting into like the concepts around jiu-jitsu, thinking, yeah, I'll do podcasts, listen to podcasts, sorry, and I'll listen to things where I can get the whole aspect of what's going on. And I bought the Art of Learning, the two Kit Dale ones. Awesome, I love them. And
I want to do look, guys, if you're listening to this, I want to do a survey. I might even get Brian to chuck a survey. I want to actually know how many people like, or would like to know how many people like the way Kit Dale trains, or the way, let's say, the normal, not normal people, but your coach trains you.
Traditionally.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know if a lot of you are probably in jiu-jitsu would have seen Kit Dale and who he is. He's all over social media, and he's all over that side of how he got taught and how he learnt jiu-jitsu. And, doesn't mean it's the best way. It's the way he learnt and got it. But I'd be quite interested to know how many other people like that style of learning. And, just your feedback. That'd be quite cool. So I always have this. I have this debate all the time. I agree with some parts of it, and I disagree, obviously, with some parts.
I teach using. I like the concept version for teaching, but I think having got to the level I got to, and then now looking back through the eyes of the concepts, it makes sense. They're like Yoda's talk, but like. So I learned by drilling. Obviously, you taught me. We did drill, learn it, drill, learn it. But now, so I know how to do it. I've done all the moves, and then now looking back, thinking, and I can pick apart what I already know, and I can see how it works when I relate that kind of thing to something else. So when I teach now, it's like, right, 2-on-1s. Instead of teaching, I'll start in a half guard, and I'll go from the bottom, how to get to the top. I'll go 2-on-1. So 2-on-1, I'm in half guard on the bottom. I'm 2-on-1 in the same here. Also, if I'm on top in side control, I go 2-on-1 over the top. It's just the concept of 2-on-1, but taking that and adding it to different moves.
Like I say, I use the technique plus concept training. Yeah. So teach 2 or 3 techniques, put them into a rolling situation, starting on, say, if you were teaching half guard escapes or half guard sweeps or whatever, do 2 or 3 techniques. Okay, guys, 30-second rounds, half guard, let's go. Boom, away you go. So you're actually putting into the concept side of things about not just being, I taught that, what are you going to react to? But it's mixing both of them, and that's fine. I just find, I don't know. It's just, I've watched it quickly. For me personally, I do things a different way. Doesn't mean my way's right either, but I just do things. But I find majority, and I could be wrong, but the majority of the world do it this way, and he does it that way. Doesn't mean that way is wrong.
Yeah.
I just would like some feedback and what you think, and if anyone is doing it and how fast they think they're progressing against their others, I suppose you could say, or their teammates, or just looking at jiu-jitsu a different way.
It's exactly like you said. It's the same jiu-jitsu, just looking at it differently. Because I wasn't talking to purple belt. I was like, oh my god, I've never done frames before. But of course I've fucking done frames. I've just never looked at them as a solid concept of jiu-jitsu. It's like, from here, I'll grab here, push across here. It's a fucking frame. But I've never stopped with the right frames and then gone to work. It's exactly the same. It's just breaking it down again.
Like I said, I went into a slump when I went into black belt. Once I got out of that slump, I don't think my jiu-jitsu went, I feel, from being here to here. I just think I looked at things differently. And I think that's what, for person myself, I think that's what black belt is. You just look at things differently. My grips, always fine tuning bits and pieces. I delved right into collar grip or cross the pals. Really delved into those. My cross the pal now, personally myself, I think it, and a lot of people at my gym and other people have felt it. It's quite strong. But I went from, and then like I said, I'm really focusing on the back now, and then I just fine tuning everything and just trying to make it stronger and stronger and stronger. It's I love jiu-jitsu. It's just I think I'll do this till I can't do it anymore, which would be a long time. So yeah,
I think it depends on people as well. Like I like to vary it up. So whereas I'll go real heavy on lapel, so their lapel under their leg is like one of the things I love doing. But if I do it all the time, people know it's going to happen. So then I try and roll with no grips, and then I'll try and just control the head with like a Thai plum or like a reverse grip. So I try and do as much differently as possible. But then when I fight people, like I'll use full Corey. Full Corey is constant, real heavy hips, same game. I know what's happening, but I can't stop it. But I find if I keep doing the same thing, people learn how to stop what I do. But but it works really, really well for him, and he's fucking got a really solid game with it. And I keep doing the same thing. Like, right, I will work out how to beat this puzzle because that's what jiu-jitsu is. And Forrest is the same. What works with him, works with everyone else, sorry, is like, I'll try and backstep out of De La Riva. He's so fucking tall, he just kind of reaches around. He's got my back. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're 6'1" or 6'2", isn't it?
I'm not 4'2", 4'3".
Yeah, so like, I mean, yeah, like Brian and I we have always wanted to start this podcast, and we thought, shit, why not give it a go and that. And, we're getting some really good feedback from people, but like I said earlier at the start, one of the things that we'd really like is for your feedback, whether you're watching it or not watching it, whether you're listening to it while you're driving, driving to work, or I think we're on Podbean and iTunes, or Podbean, iTunes, YouTube. We're all over the show. Give it, share it out there. Like, share it through the community that we have got. We try to share it to as many places as we can. We want to get to know everyone. We want to talk about the Dunedin champs when, or whatever it is, the South Island champs when it comes up. We want to talk about the Christchurch comp. We want to talk about ones that we've been to. The Oceanas. I went to the Oceanas at the start of the year with my students. It was really, really good. They did a good job there. I think personally myself, I think they needed to work a wee bit more on the refs and really invest in the ref training. For a competition like that. I got a lot of feedback from different people. That even, I remember one fight, one of my students was fighting, and the other coach from the other student was there, and we were, obviously both yelling for our team, and the ref was looking across to the other side of the arena for probably a good 30 seconds. He wasn't actually focusing on what was going on our mat. He was focusing on what was going on their mat on the other side. But that's, everyone's going to have a complaint. If you're not running it, then sometimes you've got to just keep your mouth shut. But at the end of the day, I find I don't keep my mouth shut, so I just say it how it is.
Of course you do. But yeah, so I talked to, I didn't talk to Jared. Jared Dell, I've been messaging him back as a forth, because it was Jared and Stephen Booth we're going to try and get hold of last week and this week. And schedules didn't quite work out. Then I went out last weekend, and I don't drink very well, and I didn't handle Sunday very well, so we didn't do well last weekend. And Jared Dell's going to talk to us tomorrow, and because he competed, he came second too at the Auckland Open, so we'll get his story, and then we'll pinch his knowledge as well from Mana Championship and Auckland Open yesterday.
Oh, look, it had to be one of the most active purple belts anyway. That he's always competed. Well, he was always competing overseas. So I've seen him compete a lot in
Australia.
the grappling industries.
Yep.
You know, likes his no-gi, likes his heel hooks, likes his all those bits and pieces. Likes the footlock game.
Still dabbles in the gi though. Still dabbles in the gi.
Still dabbles in the gi because that's what it was today.
Yeah.
So it'd be quite cool to hear his stories and that kind of stuff. Advocate for jiu-jitsu, does his own blog.
Yep, Articulate BJJ, really good stuff, really, really highly detailed. He actually got me into doing a lot of things as well.
So it'd be quite cool to eventually get him on. That'd be quite cool to see him. Ask questions too, guys. Like if you want to know questions or thoughts or just what our thoughts are. Like I said, we're not the be all and end all.
We as experts.
We have an opinion, and what we think of our opinion is just an opinion. Don't like it. Type shit.
But that's why in Instagram as well, I fire out, hey, we want something to talk about. And normally there's a third person here, so it's not just me and Hayden talking, but the third person, or the interviewee, sorry, we say, hey, look, what are your thoughts on this? And then we get discussions around that. It's all, it's just a yarn.
Yeah. We, in our way, obviously over the years, we're trying to grow jiu-jitsu in New Zealand by teaching it, opening schools, getting more and more people in through the door, them expanding, opening their schools, and so on and so on. But this is just another way to try and get people involved in it. I just think we have only just scratched the surface in New Zealand for jiu-jitsu. We're getting these young kids that are going across to the worlds, the Pan Ams, world sports jiu-jitsu, and doing really well and winning. And you got the Jay Wilson MMA. You got all those guys who are doing the MMA at the moment, that are putting New Zealand on the map around the MMA scene. I know JJ's a brown belt in jiu-jitsu. I watched him at the Oceanas, and he did very, very well. I think he won it. And he does compete still in the no-gi. I think did Wils maybe last year. You know what I mean? So, look, New Zealand is about to. It's already cracked the world in the MMA side of things, but I don't think we'd be too far away from the jiu-jitsu side of things either.
It's perfect time for us. I mean, like you look at Gordon Ryan and Craig Jones last weekend, they couldn't fight because they got COVID. But all our events now, and everyone's putting them on YouTube and stuff. Like if it's the only one that's going on, people are going to watch it, which gives these guys an extra platform and another chance to get sponsorship and global recognition. So when the lockdown around the world's over, man, they reached out the invitations to go compete overseas and stuff.
That's it, man. I think we are one of the only countries competing.
Yeah,
and I could be wrong. Like I said, I'm not going to put a stamp to it, but I think we are one of the only countries in the world that are competing in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Because even on Flow Grappling, like the committee's on tomorrow, it's the same guys, Johnny Tama, Robert Jimenez. It's the same dudes competing over and over and over. What I mean by competing in jiu-jitsu, also I mean as in a competition. Yeah.
Not in a night event.
Oh, okay.
Not like that. Like you've got your kumite, you've got your fight to wins. I think you got your war fight, whatever the fuck it was called.
Who's number one?
Yeah, who's number one? Those events are still happening. Because they're trying to keep jiu-jitsu going in America and that kind of stuff. And I think they had one in Brazil, but I couldn't watch it on Flow Grappling for some reason.
Neither.
But they had one in Brazil. Those things are still happening, but I'm talking about an actual event.
Like today.
I think today's one was potentially one of the first ones we've had back up and running for quite some time.
But even the numbers, I'll bring it up. So the whole thing, what was it? There was a massive, there was 6 mats or 7 mats. I was reading the brackets earlier and I was like, holy shit, there's a lot of people here. Heaps of kids. But it was, here we go. In the results, 122 golds, 122 silvers, and 62 bronze medals. It's fucking massive. That's 122 divisions.
No, that's it.
So at
That's
least
where it's at.
at least 122 fights. So you'd be probably well over 200 fights.
I just got to keep doing it now, New Zealand. Just keep making sure everyone's safe.
Yeah, sure.
I'm really fucking like I didn't really want to talk about COVID. I fucking get pissed off if people come back and say country COVID. I'm always talking about it. But you know, stop fucking breaking out. Sit your ass down in a fucking 5-star hotel and enjoy yourself. Yeah. Anyway, that's my fucking 2 cents on that one.
I'm glad it was short.
Short and sweet. That's fucking it. Yeah. Look. Well, I mean, I don't know if you got much more to have a chat about there, bro.
Nah. I put my wife up anyway. She's out on the raz.
Yeah, there is. Hey, look, guys. Look, we really do appreciate you supporting us. We would really like to talk to people. Now, I'm talking your average Joe Blows, okay? We don't have to be instructors. Blue belts, white belts, browns, purples, blacks. You know, hit us up. Have a bit of a chat. Don't be Brian and I are just like you. You know, if you've got an opinion, share it. Doesn't mean it has to be our opinion.
If you've got Jits life tattooed on your toes, I want to see it.
Yeah. You know, if you've got some cool tattoo somewhere, so be it. You know, it's fucking, you know, we're here to talk about jiu-jitsu with inside New Zealand. Our goal was never to be a mainstream number one, you know, talk about all those world champions. I'm talking about the local guys. And the only way we're going to talk more about local guys is actually being told about them. We know the ones, some of them, most of them, well, not all of them, but most of them in the South Island. I don't know many guys in the North Island that are doing it. I don't, because I don't travel up there that often. We're getting a few coming down to Christchurch. Like I said, we met a few guys from Palmy.
Yeah.
You know, I do see people when I go to Wellington. I know a few people out there that are doing it, but you know, there's this young generation.
Yeah, but like you said before, when I was calling out the guys from Christchurch had won. It's like there's a whole lot of people here who deserve recognition. They've won medals, they've competed, they've done awesome. I just don't know who they are, but we need to learn who they are so we can go, oh man, this dude here, he's fucking awesome. I saw him roll 2 years ago, or I watched him roll the last comp.
But even the kids,
kids,
sure. You know, fucking, that's our next generation. You know, I know that I'm not saying we'll get them on, but I'm just saying let's talk about them.
You swear.
You know what school do they go to? What gym are they at? What you know, what's the next 13 or 14-year-old that's out there? We've got to keep an eye on over the next couple of years. Yeah. You know, I can sit here and talk about a couple of my students, because I know them. I don't know. I think there was a young fella that come to our gym today to the overmat. Oh shit, he's from Axis. You know, I had a really good chat for them. I think it's.
Man, you're bad with names.
I'm fucking shocking, and I'm really sorry. Like I know his dad listens to it as well. I go, anyway, look, young boy, I'll get his name right for our next one and make sure I correct it. But you know, he's a young kid. His dad was telling me that all he wants to do now is jiu-jitsu. He trains no-gi 3 times a week at one other school. He trains wrestling on a Friday night, and he trains two or three nights at doing gi grappling.
Is he the guy sponsored by Mafia?
Yeah. What's his name?
I saw it come up. Someone shared it on their story. I'm going to bring it up. Mafia.
What's his name?
Give it a minute.
God damn it.
Oh, it's off their story now. Dang it.
I
know. But
anyway, young 14-year-old, and he just loves jiu-jitsu. That's all he wants to do. He just wants to do jiu-jitsu. You know, they are the stories that we want to get out there. They are the stories that we want to, you know, make sure that, you know, you're talking in 3 years' time, he's going to be juvenile, probably blue belt, you know, really ripping up the scene. And you know, like I said, I've got 2 at the moment.
He put it up. He put a post up. It's IBAI. IBA. Is it IBA?
IB. He's
a great white belt. There's a photo of you. You can't. He did a shout out for us.
Oh, is he? Did he just do one? How can he say? But yeah, no. He seriously, like that's the kind of thing. But you've got guys in the North Island that are out of Oliver, out of Tukaha, out of
It's on our story now.
Gracie's. Oh, look, there's all the schools. Look, you've got a young kid out there. Yeah, just let's shout their name out. Let's get their name heard. Hit them up when we're talking to you.
Yeah, just send us their links, so we'll just start sharing stuff around.
Yeah, send us the links. Let's get these young kids that, you know, have got an opportunity to make it big. Let's fucking smash that.
Admittedly, we've got like 48 followers, but hey, that's
I don't
48.
give a
That's 48 more people than nobody.
Yeah, but that's not, man.
Oh, sorry,
Like
we're at 270 followers. Holy shit, I didn't even read it. There you go. Boom, 270 people are going to see it.
Yeah.
In your face,
That's
Brian.
what we want, guys. We just want to, you know, put it out there for everyone to have a look at, and get their name out there. Hey,
Yeah.
we're this little YouTube channel that talks about jiu-jitsu within New Zealand.
But
Like
we have an audience, and that's what matters.
Yeah. And, you know, like I said, we talk about it. So, thank you very much for listening to us talk shit tonight, just the two of us.
Looking at us.
We will be getting some more guests back on. Every now and then we'll get together and talk about crap.
We haven't planned
Especially
it.
if I go down to a tournament. If I go down to a tournament, I'm pretty keen just to run through that tournament.
Yeah.
But guys, hit us up. Can you please subscribe? Chuck it on fucking iPods or iTunes, whatever, and I don't know how it works. But subscribe to us, like us, share it.
Yeah.
I can share it. It's one button. All you've got to push is one button. I think it's one button. Share.
Yeah, and just say,
That's it.
I don't even like this guy, but yeah.
How hard's that? How hard's that to get through the community? You know, you may not like it, but someone else may resonate through it. Okay? Yeah. Just push share. Like it, share it, fucking do whatever you need to do with it. I don't care. But someone out there want to listen to it and enjoys listening to it on the way to work.
Nice.
Okay.
Well
Sweet
said.
as. Us. Thank you very much, guys. Peace out.